I think probably the thing that in many ways has kept me so tied to the shelter is the Happy Cats work, though. There's a small group of volunteers who were selected because they've got skills that can help them when they work with cats who are not particularly well socialized, either very scared cats or aggressive cats that aren't used to people. We started this group in, I think it was 2007, and I've been working with that group ever since. It's probably the most rewarding part of what I do at Safe Haven, is to work with a cat who's really not adoptable when he comes in. And then at some point later, he becomes adoptable and he gets adopted, he gets a home. The tiny group that was chosen in 2007 to start Happy Cats already had some basic cat skills, we all did, and we were also cleaners, so we handled a lot of cats. We all tried to learn more skills. For example, there's it's called Ttouch. It was developed, it's a way of working with animals that was developed by a woman for horses, and it's a specific manner of touching the cats that seems to calm them and relax them. And there are different techniques that you can use with Ttouch. I still use some of those techniques today, using the tips of your fingers to make circles of various sizes on certain areas of the cats that maybe are holding tension. One of the things that seems to relax a lot of cats is to do small circles, kind of right between the eyes, right in this area. Kittens, for some reason, seem to really be responsive to that. I don't know whether it's because their mothers lick them there or what, but that seems to be a technique that helps to relax kittens when they're scared. We use tools quite a bit. We've got various tools, and we usually name them. My favorite is Mr. Eraserhead. Mr. Eraserhead is a stick about this long with an eraser tip on it. And the reason I think that works is that the eraser tip can pull the fur a little bit when you use that. You allow the cat to sniff it if he or she wants to, and then you might start strokes in that same area. If the cat jerks its head back, you might try doing strokes right along the cheek. That's another favorite spot for cats. Eventually, what you try to do is get closer and closer. You kind of grip down on the tool and replace the tool with your hand. And once the cat recognizes your hand as something that brings pleasure, a cat's more likely to allow you to go back and do it again. Some cats, you end up having to use a tool for many sessions before you can get a hand on them. Other cats, it's just once. As soon as they figure it out, you're good and you can touch them. Once you can touch a cat and make the cat feel good, things get a lot easier. That's the hardest thing, is to get your hand in there and do it without frightening the cat or making the cat aggressive. We do some other things for the shelter on a regular basis in Happy Cats, and one of them is evaluating the cats. When new cats come in, they go through isolation, they sometimes spend some time in bullpen if there's not room on the floor, if they're sick. Well, they come out to the floor, and it's a new environment for them, and then people start coming around, adopters or the staff, a lot of staff, and there's more people and more activity, and some of them get really nervous. So we work with them all the time. We try to, for every cat, we try to take that cat and see, using our techniques, whether that cat is going to be friendly, what it would take to make that cat approach an adopter as opposed to hiding in the back of the cage. We usually take the cats to the playroom to see if they like certain toys. And while they're in the playroom, we often do a cat test. And what that means is, given that most people who have cats have more than one, a lot of people want to know is this cat friendly to other cats? So we'll take the cat in a playroom and then bring another cat that we know is friendly to cats in and see what happens. But the more we learn about the cat, obviously the easier it is, or the better it is, when an adopter comes in and says, can I take this cat home? I've got 3 other cats, or I've got a cat and a dog. Pretty much every cat that comes through gets this analysis, and we document all this, and staff passes that on to the adoption counselors so that everybody knows what this cat's going to be like.